this is Anna Rivers, Dallas RVP with Local 3184. I'm doing a really quick video in regards to proof of service and delivery method for new ways of turning in our grievances, which is via email. So this was an actual signed settlement agreement that was done, signed September 23rd. If you want to look at the settlement agreement, I'll give you my email address and you can reach out to me and I'll email that to you. Now, under the new settlement agreement, you can still mail your grievances if that's your choice and your option. Of course, you can do it via UPS or you can do it FedEx, or you can still do it via regular, snail mail. However, we always get our stuff certified, making sure that you actually receive an actual signed receipt that it was delivered. Now, under the new procedures, we can do it via email. Just a word of caution, just make sure that if you are sending it to the first, second, or third step official, whoever you're sending it to, depending on what step of the grievance you're submitting it to, if it's the original step, you want to make sure that if there is an out of office information on there, you're submitting your original grievance, which means it's the very first one. Doesn't matter if you submit it at the first or second, but if it's the first 2048 that you're submitting your grievance form, you want to make sure that you submit it to that official that's on the out of office response, who you need to send it to. Now, getting into the use of the grievance, using the email for the grievance process. So in addition to being able to actually still do the wet signature, you'll have two other ways of being able to sign for your grievances, which is going to make it a lot easier and simplify it for you. So the other way that you can do it, besides the wet signature, it's going to be the S with the / in the front, / the S. I'm sorry, but you can't really see the / on your PowerPoint. But what you would do is you would put that in the signature sign, line of it. You would put your name. If you are the grievant, you would do that. You can type it out. Or if you are the union representative and you're signing on behalf of the employee, you would just basically say /S / auditors for, and then the name of the grievant. And then you can actually submit it. That's what we call an electronic signature. Now, the other form of electronic signature is actually using your PIP card. It requires a little bit more effort. You have to convert your grievance into PDF format. So that means you'd be converting your 2048 into PDF so that you can use your PIP card to be able to use your credentials to digitally sign your grievances. I'm not saying you can't do it, but if you're in a really time crunch and you want to get it out fast, it might be just easier to do the /S / unless you're in the same field office or the or teleservice center or the employee is there. You can just have them wet signature, sign the grievance form and hand it over to their supervisor, have them sign it and give it back to the grievant or the rep as proof of service. Now, when you are submitting these grievances under the new electronic procedures that were signed, you need to make sure that when you are sending these grievances in the subject line of it, you need to make sure that you are putting grievance filed under Article 24. That needs to be in the subject line of your email. This is part of the settlement agreement. It was on there. I just don't want anybody to come back on the 16th day and say, well, we're not accepting it because you didn't put that on the subject line. So again, you want to make sure that that's part of your subject line, grievance filed under Article 24. And then you can submit your grievances that way. Now, when you appeal your grievances, you can still appeal them like you normally would. Most of us still do it via email. So you would just say, I'm appealing this decision. If you don't like the first step official's decision, you would appeal it to the second step official. And you would just say, I'm appealing this to the second step official and I'm requesting an oral presentation. Do not forget to include that you are requesting an oral presentation, because if you do not include that, management will basically say that you are waiving your right to an oral presentation, and then you won't have an oral presentation. So it's better to be safe than sorry. Just make sure that you always include it, and you can waive your oral presentation later if you don't want to do it. All right. So now also the email will be considered received in the first workday after the day of the transmission of the email. Just keep that in mind, okay? So if it is sent via email, it will be received in the first workday after the day of the transmission. Just keep that in mind, okay? All right, now how do we record our delivery for our grievances? Simple. So when you're composing and attaching your email or you're attaching your grievance into your email, you want to make sure you go to options and you select the request delivery receipt or read receipt. Either one would work. You can select both. You can also select to have these settings permanently. It would be up to you how you would choose to do this. I know myself, I chose to do permanently, and it's kind of giving me a headache because I always forget to take those off. And then I get like a ton of emails coming back for the read receipt and then the delivery receipt. So it's just kind of having to remember that you need to make sure that you are selecting the delivery receipt because that's going to be your proof of service. Really, really, really important. So just make sure that you are selecting either or both when you're submitting your electronic grievance. All right, guys. So who are your officials? So I did want to cover this really quickly just because we do cover two different components. Well, same component, but field office and teleservice center. So for field office and teleservice centers, it's the same thing. First step official is going to be your supervisor. Now, this is where it changes. So with the field offices, my second step official is going to be my district manager or a district manager. In a teleservice center office, it's going to be the section manager. So that's going to be the official that you're going to submit your second step grievance to. The third step official is going to be in the field office, the area director, and in the TSC, that would be the director. Now, at any point, even in the second step, the district manager can actually delegate it, redelegate it down to like a ADM, an assistant district manager. Now, on the third step, the director can actually, at the TSC, they can redelegate it to the deputy director. And with the field office, the area director can actually redelegate it to the DAD, which is the deputy area director. So I just kind of wanted to make sure that I included the chart so you guys can know who you're submitting your grievances to when you're doing them electronically. All right, guys, well, this covers the really short training video in regards to how to submit your electronic grievances. I hope this helps. And like I said, if you want to take a look at the settlement agreement or if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to email me at rivers3184@gmail.com. Again, that's rivers3184@gmail.com. I hope this helps and have a good day and a good weekend. Goodbye.